What's up guys, this is English Grammar Explained, and this time I'm interested in exercise number 5 from Roundup 5 grammar book, and here I have to use all the types of conditions as I see. Here I have some situations, and of course I have to make sentences with appropriate types of conditions. Okay, number 1. I passed my driving test. My father let me borrow his car. So here the guy is in the car already. So he passed his driving test in the past. That's very, very important. Past action. Here we talk about some past actions. If we talk about some past actions, we used condition type 3, unreal, because everything has already happened, there is nothing to change, and we talk about some imaginary situation. So if he hadn't passed his driving test, his father would not have let him borrow his car. Here it is written, but I cannot see anything, so I rewrite it here. If I had not passed my driving test, my father or my dad would not have let me borrow his car. Okay, what about number 2? Plants have to get enough sunlight. They die. As far as I see it, here we have some obvious facts or obvious truths, if you will. So here I use type 0. If plants don't get enough sunlight, they die. Unlike the previous sentence, here I use just present simple, here and here. If we look back in the previous sentence, we see that here we use past perfect, and here we use modal verb with perfect infinitive. Okay, what about number 3? I must finish my essay first. Then I'll come to the cinema with you. Okay, here we talk about the present situation. The girl is writing some essay at the moment, and then we talk about some action in the future. So plus action in the future. In this case, we use so-called type 1 condition. And I think instead of if, in if clause, I will use when. When I finish my essay, I will come to the cinema with you. So here we use present simple in if clause, and then in the main clause we use future simple, and that's type 1. Okay, what about number 4? Mom is still working. We cannot go to the park. So here we have another present action. But here is a trick, because we talk about some desirable situation, about something we want, but it's impossible to have here. So maybe this little one, this kid, just wants to go to the park, but it's impossible now because mom is still working. So here we use type 2 condition because we talk about some unreal situation in the present. So here in the if clause, I place past simple. If mom was not or wasn't working, we could go to the park. And here I use past continuous, and in the main clause I use modal verb could with present infinitive. On the other hand, we can think about it just like about situation in number 3. Now she's busy, but in the future she will go to the cinema. So here, it's something like this. Now, mom is busy, but in the future, we can go to the park. Of course, it's just my imagination, maybe. We will not go to the park, but just for fun, let's make another sentence here. Let's make sentence in type 1. Of course, it will not be the answer, because the answer is here. It is my answer here. But, just for fun, when mom finishes working, we can, or we will, go to the park. This thing is also possible here. Okay, what about number 5? David missed the bus this morning. He was late for work. So here we have just the situation like in number 1. It is past action. In the morning, so morning has ended. And here we talk about past. So here, if we talk about past, we use type 3. So if David had not missed the bus this morning, or that morning, I will put that morning because we talk about past, he would not have been late for work. And here again I use past perfect and modal verb with perfect infinitive. Okay, what about number 6? Pour oil into water, it floats. Here we have another obvious fact, so obvious truth. We all know that oil floats in the water. So if we put oil into water, it floats. And here we just have two present simple, here and here, in the if clause and in the main clause. So, as you see, what type of condition to use, it all depends on the situation. It all depends when, just when all this happens, or is happening, or will happen, or whatever. The time of action defines everything. And that's all for now. Feel free to subscribe, to like or dislike, to share or whatever. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.